Okay, lesson 48. Powers of trig functions. So we've got the sine of x. If that whole thing is squared, we write it this way. Sine squared of x means sine of x being squared. So if you see sine squared of 45, you get the sine of 45 and then you square it. Since the sine of 45 is 1 over the square root of 2, if you square that, you get 1 over 2. Okay, so this is just a different notation with trig functions. So if I have this as cubed, then I want to get the sine at negative 60, and then I want to cube it. Well, the sine at negative 60 is going to be negative square root of 3 over 2, and then I'm going to cube it. So I'm going to get negative 3 times the square root of 3 over 8. Okay? So this one, the cotangent at 330, and then square it. So I know 330 is a 30-degree angle, okay? And tangent of a 30 is opposite over adjacent, which is going to be 1 over the square root of 3. But this is cotangent, so you got to flip it. So it's going to be the square root of 3 over 1. And 330 is in the fourth quadrant, so that means this is negative. Then you square it, and you get a 3. This means the tangent at 45, and then you're going to square it. At 45 degrees, tangent is 1. And you square it, and you get a 1. Okay, so I just want to make sure you understood the notation there. Okay, so we're going to find the equation of a perpendicular bisector of a line that goes through 2 points. You're going to do these steps, please, do them in order. Remember, perpendicular lines, their slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. And if it's a bisector, it's cutting it in half. Since a bisector is going to be cutting something in half, then we can use the midpoint to find that where it's cutting it in half. So, like down here where it says find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the line that goes through 4, 2, and 8, negative 3. Now, this is a rough sketch. But 4, 2, and 8, negative 3. Let's say those are my points. And I want the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the line that goes through this. So, I've got a segment. I'm just going to draw it like a segment. Since it's a line, so it goes through it. But I'm going to think of it as a segment. And I want to find the perpendicular line that cuts this right in half, this segment. Okay, so this is the line that I want. So I want the midpoint right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the midpoint. Okay, so number 1, the midpoint is going to be, you're going to add up the x's and divide by 2. Add up the y's, and divide by 2. So my midpoint is going to be 12 over 2, which is 6, and negative 1 over 2, which is negative 1/2. So that's my midpoint. Also, whatever slope this segment has, this one is going to have the negative reciprocal. Well, I can find this slope because I've got these 2 points. So I'm going to find the slope of this one. Sorry. So slope is negative 3 minus 2 and 8 minus 4. So the slope here would be negative 5/4. But I don't want that slope. I want to use the negative reciprocal. So I want to flip it and change the sign. Because that means that slope is the slope of this line. And this line goes through this point, and I just figured out that point is 6, negative 1/2. So I've got a point, and I've got the slope, and I can find the equation of that line. Okay? Now I'm going to use, I think, the slope-intercept form, which is, no, not slope-intercept form. I'm sorry, point-slope form. Okay, that's point-slope form. So I'm going to do y minus my y, which is this one, equals m times x minus my x. Okay, so this is y plus 1/2 equals 4/5 x. If I multiply this out, this 1/2 comes to the other side and it's negative. I could just leave it like this, by the way. I'd make that plus a positive 1/2, but still. But if you wanted to use slope-intercept form and see if you're going to get the same kind of answer or something, you could do that. Okay, so we have to get a common denominator here. That's negative 48, and negative 5 is negative 53, and that's over 10. Okay? So hopefully you can do that. Okay, I need a 53 or higher. Higher. What's that? That's a 44. I need 53 or higher. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on here, but I know I need them. Sure. I don't think I have them. I have 54 and 55 and 56. 54. I don't have 53. I'm just tired. So what I gotta do is 44 and 53. I don't have 53, right? 57, 8, 9. And I'll do that on another day. Actually, I think I got some algebra 2 in there. Yeah, I think I probably do.